are now listening to the Dad Rules Podcast with your hosts, Mario E. and Key.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Dad Rules Podcast featuring your host, me, Mario E., and my main man, Kid. Kid, what it do?
Man, doing good, man. Glad to be here.
Me too, bro. Me too. So today's episode, we're going to talk about garbage in, garbage out. That's basically saying what we put in our bodies matter. What we do with our bodies matter.
Yeah.
Guys, what you think about it? Kid, tell me what you think.
Well, when I think about garbage in, garbage out, the first thing I think about is like what's going into my body, you know?
Right.
And I think about like a car. Okay.
Okay.
You got a car, you driving all over the place, and you could drive as long as you want to, but you got to keep putting gas in there, right?
That's right.
And after
You
so
won't get
many
far without
miles, and after so many miles, you got to go get an oil check. If something bad happens, you need to go do this, you need to do that. You got to keep your car right because that's your means of transportation. You can't get to where you want to get to without making sure your car is straight. So take that, and let's say our cars is our bodies. Okay. So if we want our bodies to get us to points where we can live to be in our 80s, 90s, and some people even 100 years old, we got to take care of our bodies. We got to put gas in it. We got to put the right fuel in there. We got to get our oil changed when we need to. You
That's
know,
right.
If the tires running bad, you need to make sure the tires are good. We need to go get some new tires. Okay.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's the same thing about with our bodies. You know, obviously our fuel is not going to be gas, but we got other types of fuels.
Right.
Okay. Eating right. Make sure you're exercising. Like I said, going to the doctor. Those are the things that we have to do to make sure that our bodies, our vehicles are working properly. Now,
right.
When I think about it though, and just think about health and wellness, I think about drugs, alcohol, and smoking. Okay. Think about those things. And those are automatic triggers that, you know, that's not good for your body. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I take that a step further because we don't always think about it like this. But the foods that we eat, if they're not healthy foods, they're just as bad to our bodies.
That's right.
Then we think about addiction. And we talk about how, you know, don't get on drugs because you're going to get addicted to it. Don't start drinking because you're going to be addicted to it. Don't start smoking because you're going to be addicted to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we ever think about our addictions when it comes to food?
Mm.
Eating the wrong things and eating too much and not exercising. So, you know, before we can really look down on anybody else about their addictions that they may have, we got to check ourselves. Do I have an addiction with food? You know, can I control my portions? You know, and I thought about that and I go back to, you know, my journey. And I started out, you know, playing a lot of sports as a kid. So, you know, you don't, I was always a bigger guy, but you know, you don't gain weight as rapidly when you're working out, and you can pretty much eat whatever you want to eat and you're still okay. But once you start getting into adulthood, you're not working out as much, and then your food habits, your eating habits don't change. And then here comes the weight. And then here comes other issues like blood pressure, diabetes, all types of things like that. And probably about 5 years ago with me personally, like I got my blood pressure checked at work and it was very high. And the lady that checked my blood pressure, she said, are you on any medications or anything? And I was like, no. She was like, well, you need to go to the your primary care doctor and, you know, get this checked out so you can get your blood pressure, you know, regulated. So I left that day and I left work that day and I went to immediate care. And I was talking to the doctor there, and she was talking about how my blood pressure was up high and started giving me a plan on how I could get my blood pressure back to normal. And
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you as a man, and I don't know if there's other dads out there that feel like I feel, but I was absolutely terrified about going to the doctor. I didn't do regular checkups at that point. I always felt like when you go to the doctor, they're gonna tell you you're gonna die tomorrow.
That's how you looked at it.
Yeah, that was
That's
just my mentality. And like, I never really had that conversation with anybody that I needed to regularly go to the doctor or whatever. And I'm just telling, like, now that I know better, I'm telling all guys, no matter what state you're in, because I knew I wasn't working out, I knew I wasn't eating right. But no matter what state you're in, like, you need to make sure that you're going to the doctor for your yearly checkups, making sure you're staying on top of those things, make sure you're getting your blood work done, do everything in your power to live a healthy life. And we're talking to all the dads out here because you have kids coming up, and you need to be concerned with being there for them and with them. And that was my turning point in my life, where not long after that, I got me a bike, I got me a gym membership, and I've been trying to be on that right road of weight loss and being as healthy as I can be for a while now. And when I say it is not an easy journey, it is not. It's a day by day thing. I'm probably about 20 pounds down from my comfort weight. And I say comfort weight as in that's the weight that I was eating whatever I wanted to eat when I wanted to eat it. So
that's a great job, man.
20 pounds down from that. And I got a long way to go.
20 pounds down, 20 pounds down. That's good, man.
Got a long way to go, but you know, I'm still sticking to it, still working hard, and hopefully I can get there. And I want to set an example for my son. That's the main thing.
That and I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly the first thing that I was going to say. When I think about garbage in, garbage out, and the whole wellness and eating healthy and having a healthy lifestyle, I think about it from the standpoint of making sure you do that to set the right example for my children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had a weight loss journey as well, right? I can say that, and this is not to brag or anything, but I used to be 100 pounds heavier than what I am right now. Okay. 100 pounds. Yeah. And when I tell you that it is a journey, it is a journey. It is filled with highs and lows, ups and downs, and setbacks and plateaus. Mm-hmm. Those things happen. And it's just about being consistent. I can remember, like you said, when I never used the term comfort weight, but when I was at my comfort weight, man, I was unhealthy eating just all the way around. Just eat whatever you wanted to, whenever you wanted to, all times of the night, all times of the day, and not even reading labels.
Nope.
And now I'm so conscious of reading the labels. How much sugar does it have in it? You know, how much fat does it have? You know, what's the proteins like? Those types of things. I exercise daily. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's about setting that example for my kids. Yeah. And more importantly, being here for my family, because if you're unhealthy, and if you're unhealthy and you're sick and you have these chronic ailments, man, what good are you?
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, think about that. What good are you? What good are you able to really do if you're constantly battling, you know, hypertension or diabetes and things like that? I mean, we have to take care of our bodies. We only get one, right?
Yeah.
You know, like the old saying goes, your body's your temple. So you have to, I'm not telling anybody you need to go be vegan today. I'm not vegan. I don't plan to ever go vegan. I like eating chicken and other types of proteins, but I'm not going vegan. I don't plan to. I
I'm
like
right there
having a
with
plethora of things to eat. But there were plenty of times in the past where your whole day you think about what you're gonna eat. It's breakfast time. I'm thinking about, I'm gonna sure love to have some McDonald's for lunch. And then you're eating McDonald's for lunch and you're thinking about, oh, I'm going to the buffet tonight for dinner. And you're not even thinking about it. And then you thinking about what kind of dessert you want to have. You putting all these things into your body, and you with no regard for what your body is going to look like. Like you said, I have never thought about it necessarily from the standpoint of your car needing the fuel. Yeah, your body needs fuel. It needs food to be able to function, but it's got to be the right type of fuel, if you will, the right types of things.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Yeah, I just feel like that, being that example for our kids is very important. Just me personally, until I got on the weight loss journey, I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know what to eat. And once I got, more handle on that, like, eating grilled chicken, eating a lot of fish, eat shrimp from time to time. If I do eat red meat, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once every week, if you really like beef. Um, Making sure you're eating more whole foods, brown rice, stuff like that, kind of keep you full, drinking plenty of water.
Right.
All those type of things, help. And it helps me to, have a cheat day here and there. And like I said, we're not trying to make anybody feel bad about their weight or their eating habits or whatever. But I mean, it's real stuff. Like, this is the purpose for this podcast, is to talk to dads and help dads along their journeys. It's not saying that we know everything or that we're perfect. Man, I'm in the journey with you.
That's right.
Like, but
not perfect at all.
Yeah, facts are facts.
Right.
Facts are facts. If you continue to live an unhealthy lifestyle, the chances of you living a long life, they decrease exponentially. So
yeah,
I just feel like, and I mean, you could go out here today and die in a car accident or something like that and be the healthiest person in the world. But that's not the point that we're making. We're talking about controlling what you can control. And a lot of people, I feel like the thing that they battle with the most is that they don't have the time. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home from work, you're tired, you just want to eat something, relax for a little bit, watch TV, spend some time with the kids, spend some time with your wife, and go to bed and get up and do it again tomorrow. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's how a lot of people live their lives. But for me, I got caught up into that too. And I started thinking about the reasons why I couldn't work out, and the reasons why I couldn't go walk or run or ride a bike was because I felt like I didn't have time to do that. And then the light bulb came on one day and just says, you have to make time.
That's right.
Okay. And so I looked and I evaluated my schedule and I said, hey, where can I fit in time to work out? And it just hit me. I have to get up earlier. So what I have started to do was I get up at 4 a.m., go downstairs in my house. I bought me a bike and I ride my bike for an hour. That helps me to go ahead and get my workout in for the day. Now, I had been doing other exercises, and there's plenty of things that you can watch on YouTube, on Instagram. They have a lot of people giving instructions, teaching you how to do it. But I prefer to get up early at 4 o'clock in the morning. That way I can have my workout out the way. That way, when I get off from work, I can come home, I can spend time with my wife, I can spend time with my son, and not necessarily taking so much time away from them. So I feel like that helps me to become a better dad. And also at 4 a.m. is legacy building time for me. That's the time where I start to reevaluate where I am in my life, whatever business ventures that I'm interested in or want to get into, or making a better life for my family. That's the time that it's quiet in my house. I got a 3-year-old. Okay. not a whole lot of quiet time I get. Okay. But at 4
Right,
a.m.,
right,
he's not up. My wife is not up. I can be selfish in my thought process. I can handle some things that I need to handle for myself and ultimately for them. That's the time that
right.
I think. And I feel like that has made me a better man. And I also feel like that, a lot of depression can set in when you might not look the way you want to look or you don't feel the way you want to feel. Um, and working out and eating right, I can honestly say that it has helped me, even from the mental side. You start feeling better about yourself. You start feeling good. You feel like you have
Yeah.
accomplished something. And that is the thing that I love so much about getting up at 4 a.m. is when I can get up out of that bed, when I'm tired and I know I want to lay there, but I make myself get up, get on that bike, and I exercise for an hour. So what I've already done is I got one win under my belt starting my day. Okay. So
Mm,
whatever I'm
yeah,
faced with after that, hey man, I'm 1-0 already. So
yeah.
whatever you
I
got,
like that, bro.
bring it.
Right, right. I like that, bro. I
Yeah.
like that. Like you said, man, it's I like that you brought up, the mental aspect of it too, because I was going to bring that up as well. You know, as far as we talked about like just the weight loss journey, and that is definitely diet and exercise. I want guys to understand that you just can't eat whatever you want and think that, oh, because I ran a mile today, I'm good.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're putting the right things in your body too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's diet and exercise. But then also I like what you said when you talked about making sure you take that time in the mornings to kind of get that wind under your belt. You get that wind under your belt in the morning where you've worked out
Mm-hmm.
and you're clearing your mind. When I know when I get up early like that and I go to the gym, a lot of times I'm meditating. I'm thinking about, like you said, some of the same things that you're talking about. You're thinking about legacy building. I haven't referred to it as that, but it's the same types of things, right? You're thinking about your goals, how you're going to implement them, those types of things like that. And you get this mental and it helps you mentally, right? It helps the mental side too, because it, things like depression and anxiety, those things, come about to try to attack us, man. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to meditate and pray those things off of you a lot of times, because
Exactly.
those things will try to come up on you. And you just gotta you gotta keep your mind off those things and stay prayed up. You really do,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely a journey that you don't want to take by yourself. So yes, definitely in the mornings, that's the time where you can meditate and pray. That definitely helps me get through my day. And like I said, after that, it's like, hey, I'm all yours. I'm all yours. I can tell my family that
Right.
when I get home, I'm all yours. You got me.
Yeah.
Let's go
So
play, because that's what my son wants to do now. Daddy, daddy, hey, daddy, let's go, let's play. That you know how they are,
yeah,
man. Like,
yeah.
you got to be
Oh yeah.
ready.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've gotten to the point that if I do miss the opportunity to work out in the mornings, when I go later on in the evening, I don't go as long, so that way I do have that family time. I try to maximize that family time. So yeah, that's a very good point. But I got a quick question for you, just real quick. It's more of a statement, and I just want to know your reaction to it. We talk about diet, we talk about exercise, we're talking about mental wellness. I think that what some dads may tend to do and they may forget to do is proper sleep, proper rest. You have to recharge too, right? You have to spend some time to recharge, because if I'm gonna listen to you, what you're talking about with the car, you also have to think about, sometimes you got to recharge those batteries and you need to have a proper rest. I know what some people tell you that you need to have X amount of hours of sleep and all these different things. I'm not an expert on that. Maybe some of you dads may be listening Maybe you are in that field. Maybe you can shed some light on the proper rest. All I know is you need proper rest, whatever that is for you. Some people only need 6 hours of sleep a night. Other people only need 5. You know, some people tend to say they need 8. But all I'm saying is whatever that number is for you, you need to make sure you get it. Now, don't sleep your whole life away and sleeping 10, 12, 15 hours a day. I'm not suggesting to do that, but you do need the proper rest and the proper sleep.
Yeah.
Because you got to recharge.
I probably aim for probably about 8 to 10 hours. You know, but you talking about sleep, and bro, you know my sleep pattern. I think you might have called me yesterday. And when you called me yesterday, I was gone. Now I got back up and I went back to sleep, but at that point that you called me, and that was pretty early, I was down. I was down for the count. But you know, that's the other side of
you were taking that proper rest. You were taking the proper rest though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. When I get up at 4 o'clock, right? It's great because you get a head start on everything, but you also get a head start on sleep when it comes to that. So 7, 8, 8:30, 9, I'm gone. I'm gone. If it's 9 o'clock, it's no need of you even calling me unless we've already talked that we're gonna discuss or we're gonna do something. You can't do, to me, you can't do both. I can't get up that early and then stay up late. No, one got to go. So that's kind of the sacrifice that I have to make. And my wife jokes about it all the time. Well, my whole family jokes on me about it, going to sleep so early. Oh, don't call Tremaine at 8 o'clock or he's going to be asleep. And, you know, it is what it is. But I think you had told me something before. You said you never regret getting up early. For the rest of that day. You won't regret that. But if you get up late,
a friend of mine told me that once.
Yeah, but if you get up late,
a friend of mine told me that once. He said that you never ever regret waking up early, and that stuck with me. I never considered it just like that. But once you get up early and you do those things that you need to do, like you said, when you get up early and you go to the gym or you get up in your legacy building and you're spending time in prayer, whatever it is that you're doing, you're not going to regret that. You will always regret not waking up early. If you didn't wake up until 8 o'clock and you waited to 8 o'clock to get your day started, that whole day, you're going to feel like you're chasing those hour or 2 hours of not waking up at 6 or 5:30 or whatever the time that you wanted to wake up. You're going to regret it. You've been chasing those hours all day long, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I feel like even when you have reached the success that you want, maybe you want to be a business owner and maybe you don't have to get up so early because you've achieved financial independence, in a sense. From what I've heard from a lot of successful business owners, they still keep a time that they get up in the morning, you know, just to stay on top of their game. So if that's where you want to be, you got to start doing what they do. You know, you got to do what successful people do. And I haven't seen it. And I'm pretty sure they would tell you successful people don't sleep all day. They get up and go get it. That's why they're successful, you know?
Right.
So,
right.
That's kind of my take on it. All right. So we're back with one of my most favorite segments, and it's our Ask Dad segment of the podcast. And today I have another question for Mario E.
Let's do it.
Mario E. Who is the worst movie dad of all time? Now take your time and think, but who is the worst movie dad of all time? All time worst.
All time worst.
The worst.
Movie dad. That's easy.
Easy. All right.
It's easy.
Let's go.
I got someone. I know who the worst is. But
Okay.
then I also have someone else who I definitely think is pretty terrible.
So you got an
But
honorable mention.
I got an honorable mention.
Okay.
But the worst, you said movie dad,
Movie dad.
it's got to be Darth Vader.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
The worst movie dad of all time is Darth Vader.
Okay.
I mean, this guy,
Yeah.
first of all, he killed his pregnant wife. Okay, that's pretty bad. You knew your wife was pregnant and you killed her.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Mario E. Now let's keep it in context now. So he did not take a lightsaber and hit his wife with it. That's
Bro,
not
he
how he
choked her
killed
out. Okay, he choked her out. Okay, he thought there was still, well, technically, I take that back. He didn't kill her because he said he felt life still in her and all this. And
She died of a broken heart.
died from a broken heart.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But
I take that back.
Okay. But he
abused her.
it.
In today's society, he assaulted her. Okay. That's what he did.
He did.
That's
he
pretty
did.
bad.
He
Okay.
did. Okay.
Then on top of that, once he does realize that he had a son, he's trying to kill his son. Okay. He tried to kill Luke. Okay. How is it that you're going to say, Luke, I am your father, and you're trying to kill the man?
Oh
and
my
then
God.
when Luke is basically saying, hey, I'm not going to join the dark side with you, then he goes and is like, well, I'll go get your sister. I mean, come on, bro. Like, I mean, how is he not the worst movie dad of all time?
And he killed younglings. He killed younglings too.
He killed younglings too.
He
Bro,
killed his mentor.
Don't get me wrong. You know how much I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Darth Vader is one of the greatest movie characters of all time. Best villain of all time.
Yeah.
Or worst villain, depending on how you want to say it. But he is definitely the worst dad from a movie of all time. Who would you say?
Do you? Oh, I'm not done with this Darth Vader thing. But do you feel some sympathy with Darth Vader though? Like with Anakin, do you feel any sympathy towards him? You know, why he made those decisions. Do you feel like he solely made those decisions himself, or he was greatly influenced to make those decisions? Now he has to be responsible for the decisions that he made.
He was seduced by the dark side, right? We know that. Okay. He was seduced by the dark side, by the Emperor, Senator Palpatine. Yeah. However, he made those decisions. Okay.
But why did he do that in the first place? Why did he go to the dark side in the first place? It was all rooted in love, right? He did that to save her.
Bro, it was fear. It was fear. He had, much fear do I sense in you? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it was the love. He loved their mom, didn't want to lose her, and he felt like that he was going to be powerful enough on the dark side that he could save her. But
they felt he loved his mom too much at first, that, you know, he was too old to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
If you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at him as a victim. I agree with you. He did some terrible things. And yes, I can say that he's the worst of all time. But yeah.
So you said he's not the worst of all time?
No, I didn't say he's not. I'm just saying that my heart goes out to him. And there's a lot of different factors in there that helps me to be able to, I don't know, forgive him or see where he was coming from. He was bad.
He was bad.
He was really
he was bad.
Okay.
So who do you say?
All right. Okay. I watched this movie when I was young. I was a kid. I think the first time I watched it, I was like in the 4th or 5th grade. We watched it at school. And the movie that I'm talking about is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh man.
Let me plead my case.
Okay.
We're talking about the worst dad in movie history. Has to be, and he was not this little boy's dad, but I think he was his mother's dad. He was Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa
Okay.
Joe.
Grandpa
They all slept
Joe,
in the bed together.
Yes, Grandpa Joe is the worst father of all time in a movie. This
Okay.
man laid in his bed for what, 20 or 30 years, right?
I don't know how long it was, but they were in their bed for a long time. The way
Long
they made
time.
the scene. Sure.
Let his family go through poverty to the point that they had no food, no money, not proper clothes, not a decent place to live, and he laid in that bed, hit that for all that time.
Yeah.
And then when is his name Charlie?
Charlie.
The boy's name was Charlie. And when
Charlie.
Charlie comes home
Cheer up, Charlie.
with a golden ticket, this joker gonna jump out the bed, do some heel kicks, and he like, oh, I'm about to go. No, Grandpa Joe. You could have been working at the Walmart.
Yeah.
You could have been out here cutting some grass. If you gonna jump out the bed like that, and he good, I'm good. Like, ain't nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
I said, man,
He didn't have to learn how to walk again.
Man,
he had to learn how to walk
How long it take
again
him, Mario? How long it take him, Mario E?
Well, like 2 minutes.
2 minutes, maybe. The song might have been 2 minutes. It took him probably 30 seconds to learn how to walk again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if Grandpa Joe wanted to help his family and didn't want them to live in poverty, he could have did that. He's a sorry joke out here. He make all us dads look bad right now, bro. You making us look bad.
Yeah. And honestly, and since you say that, right, I remember in the movie, he's the one that influenced Charlie to take a sip of the drink that kind of made them go up into the thing, you know?
Come on, man.
So, yeah.
Grandpa
He was
Joe
pretty low.
Grandpa Joe ain't right, man. He not right.
He was pretty lazy. He was.
So I see we got two dads on two different spectrums almost, but yeah.
I got another dad though. I got an honorable mention dad. Okay. I'm gonna say his TV name, and you may not even realize who he is until I have to kind of break it down for you.
Okay.
But the name of the character is Peter McAllister. You know who Peter McAllister is?
No, you're gonna have to help me with this one.
The dad from Home Alone. Okay? The dad from Home Alone. This guy didn't leave his son by himself and go to Paris one year.
Okay, he messed up one year.
To New York. They left him twice. Not one time, but 2 times. Left the boy at home by himself. I know they made the movie all about the relationship between the mother and the son, but the dad did it too. He did it too. He left the son at home by himself.
Oh man, they were bad. They were bad.
Yeah.
They were bad. Cause like you do it the first time, you just like, okay, man. Like, all right. But the second time, like, come on, man. Y'all did it twice. Y'all did it twice.
And it wasn't like he was an infant, like you just had a son for the first time and you realize like, oh man, I left the baby in the car, you know, but that's not right, by the way. But I say that because that actually, I've seen that happen before. But this kid was what 10 years old? I mean, come on. They left him at home by himself twice to go on these extravagant trips.
Yeah,
they left their son.
They weren't. They weren't.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Yeah, it was a collective effort between mom and dad. They had a whole lot going on.
It's pretty poor parenting, if you ask me.
I probably wouldn't have gone on a vacation for Christmas again.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that no more. Let's just do it at home from now on. And
Right.
we're not gonna go on group vacations.
Thank you for listening to the Dad Rules Podcast with your hosts, Mario E. and Kid. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Breaker, and Player FM. Till next time.